Hello and welcome to this very special episode of me and Samira eating way too many snacks that I got from 2 food expos over the last weekend. The first show I was invited to walk was the Good Food Mercantile Show in Chelsea. There were a lot of small businesses making connections and networking with each other to see how we can uplift other small businesses. I was there as a part of Burlap and Barrel team and there were so many good snacks, y'all, and I cannot wait to show you some of them and eat them. The second show that I went to was the Fancy Food Show. I did go to the show last year, but I did not do one of these videos, so I'm pretty excited to finally put together something for y'all so that you can taste some things with me. The Fancy Food Show takes place at the Javits Center. It's a 3-day long expo. There's speeches, there's a lot of food, samples, talking, networking. It's 2 whole floors of the Javits Center. It is huge. If you've ever been to the Met Museum, it's kind of like that, but edible. So, you really need to bring 4 stomachs with you and go back for at least 2 days to see everything and eat everything and take everything, but if you're human, you probably won't cover even half of it. To make today somewhat feasible, we have 70 things to taste. We are going to start off with some frozen treats because it is hot right now. And if you hear noise coming from my window, it's because I don't have the AC on and the windows have to be wide open or Samira and I will suffocate. To make sure we're not overwhelming ourselves with a lot of food, we're gonna take maximum 2 bites per product. This way we can escape with our sanity intact and our stomachs also intact. How you doing?
I feel like a grandma.
You ready for white mustache frozen pops?
I am ready.
These are whey protein pops. Here's half for you and half for me. Cheers. Here we go. Sour cherry.
You said whey protein?
Yeah. You know how yogurt sometimes separates out whey liquid? Mm-hmm. They make ice pops out of that whey liquid.
Not bad. It feels so good.
Contains dairy and probiotics and a little bit of cane sugar and fruit.
I like how it's not that sweet.
Mm-hmm. Asian compliment. Trash bin is right underneath.
Oh, you're so smart.
It's like I do it for a living or something. So this one is mango. I tried the mango before. Mango is so good.
Oh my god.
This one has fresh mango, yogurt whey, live cultures, organic evaporated cane juice. So these all basically have 3 ingredients each. You choose.
It's so hot. It feels so good.
Cheers. Better?
It's more flavorful. I feel like the sour cherry was really not packing as much punch and flavor. You eat the frozen stuff so fast.
Yeah, because it's melting. Also, I'm really hot.
Okay, yeah.
How do you like this icy texture?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I was thinking for this taste test, we would rate these as would you buy it instead of giving it a numerical score. So I would pay for this.
What? You would pay for that?
I would pay for this.
Oh, for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would pay like $1 a pop.
That is a high compliment. And $1 a pop is a lot.
The mango one deserves it. The cherry one, I might pay 50 cents.
Yeah. This is really good.
So next up we have Scoot frozen lemonade, and this one actually contains no fruit juice at all. They write it right on the back of the packaging right here, and what you're supposed to do with this is you freeze it and then you hand blend it by just squishing it like this. I think I should get a cup so that we don't give each other cooties.
Oh, okay. I think that's interesting that it contains no fruit juice.
Correct.
Because usually it's like,
Yup.
100% fruit juice.
Not this one. This way we get to show off the texture of this frozen lemonade.
If it's not fruit juice, what is it?
Invert sugar, maltodextrin, natural flavor, malic acid, and then a lot of food coloring.
Oh,
This is what it looks like.
it's very pretty.
Millennial pink, is that what we would call it?
It's not bad.
It tastes like a fancy adult icy,
Yeah.
like a machine spun
Yeah.
icy.
When you would put alcohol in.
You want some alcohol? Not yet. Would I pay for this? Knowing that there is absolutely 0 fruit juice in here, I don't think I would as a 34-year-old adult.
I would pay for it if it was at the bar with alcohol.
Ooh, there's an idea for you.
Yeah.
New product, making booze. Next up we have Natalie's. This is a tomato, black pepper, Himalayan salt reishi, which is a sort of fungus, mushroomy thing. Adaptogenic, it's all the rage. It's fatty, and this is 100% juice this time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Ooh. It doesn't smell like tomato juice. It smells like a fresh beefsteak tomato. Like the one that you just cut into and sprinkled white sugar on top.
That's what it tastes like.
But it tastes more like tomato juice. But not the packet shit that you get on the airplane. Freshly squeezed tomato.
Freshly squeezed tomato. It's good.
Would you pay for it?
I would never crave it.
Same. I'll drink it, and if I feel like I need a health boost, I might pay like $1.50. I think if it's $2.50, I'm like,
I think $2 for me.
okay. So this is a plant-based cheese. It's dairy-free, and I don't know how it's gonna taste, but I had their cheesecake that they made with this, and it was like okay, but you know how some plant-based cheeses always taste like too salty?
I'm not too familiar with plant-based cheeses.
No, actually, maybe. Here you go.
The texture is good.
This is straight from the fridge, so it's still cold. How smushable it is. Ooh. Oh, okay. It doesn't smush like usual Laughing Cow cheese. A little bit more brittle and feels dry. What do you think? Tastes rubbery. Throw it.
Oh yeah.
That's a no.
My face was more talking.
I hope you're ready for this. We are on to the savories now, and the first thing up are these pita chips from Brewers. The thing about them is they use upcycled Brewers grain, so spent grain that breweries use to make beer. This one has sprouted barley and wheat in addition to pretty basic ingredients. I actually met the founder of this company at the show. He seemed really friendly. Here is the product. It looks nice and crunchy and basic. Do you like it?
It's really good.
Yeah? Would you buy it?
Yeah, I would.
How much would you pay for this 7-ounce bag?
I mean, it's pretty heavy. That's like a $3 bag.
$3 bag. Let's see. It smells kind of stale and oily and like a pita chip. It has the texture of a really nice sturdy pita chip. But the flavor is a lot more whole wheat, wholesome, earthy. It's speckled. I would also buy this, maybe for $3.
I think it's
There were a lot of pretzels at the show. This is by the same company, but they have the sesame pretzel flatbread. This actually convinced a non-pretzel lover to love pretzel. Have at it.
It looks like a pretzel on this side.
Not on this side. Well, it kind of does, maybe. Good snap. Very nice, thin, even texture. I think it's a nice bake. It's all a very even multi-caramel color. Nicely speckled with sesame seeds. You can still see the specks of grains in there too. Does it feel wholesome? Nicely salted. Not too salty like a lot of pretzels are. Would you buy this 5-ounce box?
Yes, it's a good snack, nice and light. Yeah, I definitely eat it on its own.
Next up, we have a South African cracker. This is by Woolsworth Food. We have a lot of sweet things coming up from them too. 55% of the ingredients is sunflower seeds, followed by 28% sesame seeds, and then 17% flaxseed, 6% psyllium husk. So this one will make you poop. This is a pooping cracker.
Just what I need.
It does kind of look like bird feed, actually, in a cracker. Very seedy. It's already broken for us. Oh, weird. It's like resin.
Seaweed.
It's a very light texture. Fascinating. It's almost like a savory brittle. It's like gluing itself to my lips. That structure is super airy on the inside, hollowness throughout every single bite. I can immediately taste the sunflower seeds followed by the sesame seeds, but overall it has that kind of omega-3 fatty acid taste, like a whole grain bread without bread. It tastes very wholesome. Would you pay for this?
No.
I might pay for this. It is a lot of seeds though, so I feel like this is a pretty high value product to create.
I like how easy it is to eat, actually. It's usually like thicker and tougher.
It's super wafery. It breaks apart so easily. Like, I feel like you could almost use this as a topping, like a nutty little topping, just crumbled. So, sambal. This one has seaweed, onion, chili, coconut sugar, salt, and sunflower oil with yeast extract. And this one has sunflower oil, onion, garlic, chili, dried shrimp, sugar, salt, yeast extract. So this one has shrimp, this one has seaweed. It's by this company called Homia. They specialize in, I think, Malaysian and Singaporean products. Which one would you like to try first? Maybe on a bite of these crackers?
I'll do my favorite. The shrimpy one. Are we putting it on this?
If you want, or you can just go straight in. It is very crunchy. It is somewhat drippy and oily, just chock full of onions.
So good. Definitely shrimpy. There's a kick, which is nice. I like the crisp. That's my favorite part.
Would you pay for this?
Yes.
I just feel like the flavors I haven't had before. This seaweed one is so delicious to me because it reminds me of all the seaweed snacks that I've had as an Asian kid growing up, and it has like slivers of seaweed in there. You want some?
Sure.
This brand also puts out a laksa curry mix that I'm not gonna cook today because it is way too hot and we have way too much to eat, but these sauces are great, so I feel like the laksa kit would be great too. Okay, next up, we have 2 more salsas. These are by Tienda Salsita. There is a salsa matcha and a salsa whey, apparently is how you pronounce it.
I love matcha.
Yeah, salsa matcha?
Yeah.
Shall we go for that one first? So this one has olive oil, almonds, chilies, pepitas, apple cider vinegar, garlic, tamarind, sesame seeds, salt, oregano. I'm gonna grab a spoon.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredibly oily. There's a high amount of oil that floats on top. I would say almost half the jar is oil, which I know some people don't love, but there's also chunky stuff on the bottom. How concentrated do you want your drip of condiment?
Up to you.
Delicious. I think I'm just gonna eat it straight.
Oh, I should have eaten it straight.
You don't like it on the cracker?
Not this one. The sambal is good, but
Do you want a spoonful?
Yeah.
You can have this one. I don't know if I like this. Oil-based, low-spice salsa. It doesn't taste like fresh salsa, and it doesn't taste like chili oil to me. I feel like there's not enough spice. The peppers are kind of dull. The oil is very oily. I almost feel like there's not enough salt in there.
yeah.
It smells like sun-dried tomatoes. A little bit of olive. It smells really good, but the taste is very dull. I would not pay for this.
I've had matcha before, actually here in the neighborhood.
Crunchier?
A lot more sesame seeds. It almost looked like chili oil. Like that deeper red.
Well, let's try salsa whey as well. This has a Cesar Chavez quote on it. The people who give you their food give you their heart. Let's see what this heart tastes like.
You give me your heart, June.
I always give you my heart. I'm going to use a sambal spoon in it in hopes of it imbuing some flavor into this batch. Same amount of consistency and oil. I don't know if the oil has a lot of flavor, honestly. This one has olive oil, chilies, garlic, sesame seeds, and salt. First of all, I don't know about how Mexican salsas are usually made, but olive oil is not like a very Mexican oil, right, to use?
It's very spicy.
This is very spicy. This is oil-based hot salsa. It smells a little more aged and smoked. I smell some like anchos in there. They don't specify what chilies they use, but there's definitely a toastier, darker flavored pepper.
Very spicy.
I'm so confused.
But not very flavorful.
It is so spicy, but it hits in an acidic way. Almost like the front of it has vinegar. I'm very confused. I would not pay for this.
I would not.
Next! That was a lot of heat and oil, but not balanced, unfortunately.
But no flavor.
I don't know how, but it happened. I think salt is missing.
Yeah.
You need salt to pick up the flavors of oils and peppers and anything. If you don't have enough salt, you're done for. But next up we have Matriarch. This is a upcycled tomato sauce brand. So they're on a mission to decrease greenhouse gases, and they basically use imperfect vegetables into their sauces so that they reduce food waste. They also come in this carton packaging that hopefully, produces less plastic, although I think it is lined on the inside with foil, so I really don't know how recyclable this is, but we're gonna try this on something. Which of our chips do you want to try it on?
Ooh, the pita.
That's a good choice. So you're supposed to lift the corners up, and then there is a tear here that you fold and rip.
Wouldn't you normally use like imperfect vegetables anyway?
Yeah, but most people don't buy imperfect vegetables, so this is a good idea, right?
Or I guess I'm just saying that it's like normal.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I wonder how
that's
many
what I'm
canned
saying.
tomato companies out there already use imperfect.
Yeah, so to say it as if it's something new is, I think,
Well, our spicy arrabbiata sauce is slow cooked with fire roasted garlic, onions, handfuls of fragrant basil, crushed red pepper for a spicy kick. All right. It's good? You were supposed to microwave this, but I didn't because it's hot as balls.
and I actually really like it with the chips too.
So this one has no added sugar in the sauce, but I'm tasting a lot of sweetness.
It's really good.
I think the fire roasted garlic adds sweetness. There's 3 different kinds of tomatoes in here actually, with onions, carrots. Good job, Matriarch.
Yeah, it's really good.
Would you buy? This is an 18-ounce carton.
I usually don't buy tomato sauce. But yeah, I would if I needed something. I definitely choose this.
I agree. This is kind of like do good but bougie. Not just bougie, but we gotta do good with our bougie. One trend of this year that I've noticed is truffle everything. Truffle is in. Truffle is very, very in.
Hasn't it always been in?
It's become more accessible. It's become more aspiring upper class, which is just middle class, which is a lot of people. But even I think in the higher income working class too, I feel like truffle has become a thing. In snacks, in condiments. Guess we'll see. It's runny.
Should I just dip my finger?
Sure, dip your finger in there, why not? Ooh, I like it. It is sweet. It's a
Whoa.
sweet hot sauce.
Is it hot?
It tastes like a sweet ketchup with a hint of flames near the back of your tongue. Do you taste truffle?
I think like initially a little bit.
This is a very creamy hot sauce. The mouthfeel is smooth, very blended, very glossy.
It looks like paint.
Lip gloss.
Oh God. It's a good color in you, June.
Thank you.
Oh, actually.
Edible. The new lip smackers, truffle-fied. Would you buy?
Goodbye.
Okay, we're done with the condiments for now, and we got some pretzels coming your way. We got Pop Daddy, 2 different flavors, beer cheese, and peppercorn ranch. Oh, they're very skinny pretzels. I was expecting twists or nuggets, actually. Flavor notes?
I mean, it's a pretzel stick. What's the flavor?
Peppercorn ranch. The pepper and ranch flavor is mostly a powder dust around the outside, which is already salted like a pretzel. So I feel like it's kind of salt on salt. Which I don't mind, but I also don't think I can eat more than like 20 of these without feeling a little bit sick and headachy from the salt. It tastes vaguely ranchy, but it's more of like an imagination of ranch. So this one is beer cheese. Now, I don't know what beer cheese is. I don't think I'm American enough to know what beer cheese is.
I like that better.
This looks like it has more coating on it than the other one. Is it the flavor that you like more or the coating?
The flavor, which I guess is the coating.
Tastes cheesy, cheddary, a little bit like buttered popcorn. This one is salty, but it doesn't taste like salt. It tastes like snack. This one is salty, and it just makes you think, salt.
It is actually very salty.
Would you pay for this bag of Pop Daddy beer cheese pretzels?
This one good. I would pay for it. I feel like you would get it at like a baseball game. You know? Like you're drinking beer and watching a game, as if I go to baseball games.
I can lick the salt off of my lips like I just ate 20 Cheetos. It has that kind of coating that sticks to your finger like Cheetos does. Water break. Next up is another pretzel. We have these mini pretzels. They are by Stellar. They're sweet and sparky with vegan butter braid seasoned spicy buffalo blend with monk fruit sweetener. Ew. Why? Why monk fruit?
I've never had sparky flavor.
Sweet and sparky. I don't know. I don't know what that means. But dig in. Can I do the beauty thing? Did that work? Holy shit. You like?
I do.
It's tangy. It's a little bit like salt and vinegar without the salt, but in place of the salt, it's a little bit spicy.
Yeah. I like how there's a spice. I didn't realize. It's towards the end too. The spice.
It's not spice, it's sparky. Get it right,
Oh
Samira.
my God.
Would you pay for this little pouch?
Maybe a bigger bag. That's like one mouthful.
It's women owned though, Samira.
Oh yeah. I would prefer. Well, I would prefer a bigger bag, but it's really good.
I like the flavor. It reminds me of Shark brand sriracha with Tabasco. Shark brand sriracha, you gotta have it.
There's a sriracha shortage.
Not if you store your covers like I do. Come buy it from me. It's a nice little treat.
I would definitely get those though.
It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win.
These are our final pretzels. They only gave out these sample bags, so you can only get one. We have 2 flavors, Chesapeake and sweet chili.
Is Chesapeake like Old Bay or
Yeah,
something?
that's what I thought.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, let's start with that one then.
It's a fat pretzel compared to.
When we talk pretzel shapes, I like these nuggets the most. I feel like they have the most satisfying crunch. And I like how there's more pretzel per salt coverage. Now that's a crunch.
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How good?
That's really good. You're right about the ratio.
This doesn't even taste like a pretzel to me though, to be honest with you. Between the Old Bay flavoring and this kind of like dry, fluffy cracker texture on the inside, it doesn't have as sweet and hearty of a bite to it. It's almost like flakier than most pretzels I've had. I'm actually not a fan of this, but you are. How much would you pay for 2 nuggets?
10 cents.
10 cents is not nothing. In this economy,
I like how the flavor wasn't like overwhelming Old Bay. I feel like it would have been easy to make it really like strong.
I disagree. I think the Old Bay is very present. Here we have the sweet chili.
I like.
I like this flavor more, I think.
More salt.
It works better with the hollow structure of the flavor, I think.
That's really good.
Agreed. But it does taste a little bit also like Chesapeake Bay. Maybe they confused it at the factory. All these little bags. You would buy? Split jury. So next up, we are going into tortilla land. We are starting with masa tortilla chips. These are traditional tortilla chips by Ancient Crunch. What a name. The special thing about this is made with organic corn, and it's made with 100% grass-fed beef tallow. They fried it in beef fat, which is apparently what McDonald's used to fry their fries in. I don't know if you're excited, but I'm kind of excited. There's not a lot of product in this bag. This is a 2-ounce bag. Just for comparison, Tostitos is usually like 10 ounces. I have a feeling these will be pretty expensive. What thinks you?
Pretty neutral.
There's only 3 ingredients in here, so corn, beef fat, and salt.
It's got a lot of flavor, like tortilla flavor.
Whoa, okay. It reminds me of a Whole Foods organic tortilla chip, but made by your local taqueria. The free chips that they bring out before your order arrives. It's got that kind of crunch and thickness and oiliness and freshness to it, but it also has that like earthy, corny flavor that I associate with like health food brands. Would you buy this?
I'm not much of a tortilla fan, so.
I'm a huge tortilla fan, and I don't think I would buy this brand. There is an aftertaste in my mouth that feels very present.
Yeah.
It tastes like the smell of a 4th of July grill about 8 hours after it's been cleaned. Just that kind of stagnant stickiness and residue that's still on your skin and nose hairs, and no. It might be good for you though, just not for me. Our next tortilla chip is by Cozy, which makes peanut butter and nuts. And I guess they're branching out into tortilla chips now. This is sweet, salty, and spice pub style. And they explain what pub style is in the mid-1970s around Michigan. House made tortilla chips to satisfy customers. So I guess it's just like a bar food. This is made with whole grain corn flour, vegetable oil, sugar, salt, garlic, paprika, onions, celery extract, and natural flavor. A lot of spices going on.
I feel like that's just normal.
Normal tortilla chip origin story. Do you like it? Would you buy it? This one smells particularly oily, but not in that overwhelming way, in a very savory, enticing, sexy way. The crunch is very interesting. It's like halfway between a tortilla chip and a kettle chip. It's got the flakiness of a kettle chip with the crunch of a tortilla chip. Interesting. I like the seasoning on it. I can taste the celery and the sugar. I would buy this. This is a very interesting flavor. This is a very special flavor that I don't think I've had on any other tortilla chip before. I also love the bubbles on the chip. There's a lot of layers and flakiness that happens when you pop one of these bubbles. So I like that in a chip. It's got a little ketchup ranch vibe. Salty.
Yeah, it's salty. Is this the break?
Yes. Water break and fan break. Thank you, Samir.
No problem. I got
We
you.
feast like royalty today and live like peasants.
I was like, is this royalty or?
It's a good combo, a middle ground of neither nor. Onwards. We're moving on to tempeh chips. These are fun because tempeh is usually made with soybeans, but these are made with black-eyed peas. Unfortunately, the not for sale sticker is covering the ingredients, so I can't read most of it, but oh, I can peel it. Oh my gosh, that is the most non-stick sticker I've ever seen. Holy shit. I'm so excited when things peel cleanly. There you have it. Those are the ingredients. Have you ever had tempeh chips before?
I don't remember. I probably have.
These are apparently cheese flavored. You like it?
I do. That's interesting.
Would you pay for it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god. That is such a good crunch. What a fascinating texture.
It kind of also takes you, like the flavors.
Yeah, they do undulate a little bit. The flavors are toasty, nutty, that textural crunch where you see the darker spots is crunchier and heartier and more solid of a crunch, and then around the white edges of the chip. Would you say it's flaky? Light and crispy in a crumbly way. The flavor, I'm getting a lot of soy. That's the dominating flavor.
It's very pretty. It's like a stained glass. Almost. That was good.
It's got a very fermented, funky cheesiness to it. It's like double cheese plus soy sauce. Confetti brand fried veggie chips, red radish, carrot, green radish, okra, shiitake mushroom, purple sweet potato, plus teriyaki barbecue spices, rice bran oil, maltose, and sea salt. Maltose is in a lot of these. I guess it's like a sugar. It's like a syrupy sugar. Teriyaki barbecue. It's like they're combining East and West together. Whoa, that's a lot of colors. Right? There's so many colors. That's fun. You're trying okra, then I have to try okra too. Okra taste test. What do you think?
I don't like the texture.
Do you like okra normally? Interesting. Oh, it smells like a rice cracker.
It's like freeze-dried.
Yeah, is this even fried? Because it doesn't taste oily.
I like how these aren't flattened into like chips.
We have a lot of mushrooms coming up.
Really?
Give me your review of this. I love the crunch. I don't love the flavor. It's so oily, the sweet potato. Uh-oh, you don't like it either.
The okra was like airy, but the mushroom was much thicker.
Same, the sweet potato was much thicker too.
So it's like kind of unpleasant texture.
I don't think you're gonna like the mushrooms we have coming up. Every vegetable has a slightly different texture to it.
Yeah.
Some are lighter and fluffier, some are harder and crunchier, some feel like they might break your tooth off.
Too much variability.
Well, this is by the same brand. So this is black truffle flavored. I don't like this packaging. It makes you cut something and then you have to cut it again. Mushies.
It was definitely better.
Do you like the truffle flavor? I don't smell much except MSG.
It's very light.
Do you smell the MSG? I like that texture. What a fun, like, crunch. Another?
Just to be sure.
Well, not all is a loss for Confetti brand. Would you pay for this?
Maybe not.
I don't like the truffle flavor. Mushroom on mushroom? Y'all crazy. More mushrooms. Going to go with the sea salt one first because that's the plainest flavor. Let's see which brand has a better mushy. Oh, wow. Is your tooth okay? So these were actually my favorite snacks from last year when I went to the fancy food show. The key, if you ever go to the fancy food show, is to go on the very last day. Everybody will be trying to close up their stalls. Do you like this?
I do.
Wow, this is crunchier than last year. This is like a rice cracker, like an Asian want rice cracker.
Oh, I love want.
But it's even harder than the want. But it tastes exactly like a want. There's sugar, there's salt, there's MSG.
It's harder, but it's not hard.
It's very enjoyable. The texture of the burnt rice layer when you make rice at home. The crunchy rice, when you slightly char it a little bit, it has that flavor and that texture. I'm a fan of the sea salt.
Yes, I shoved the whole thing in my mouth.
Well, this time you can try it with the spicy flavor. I think wasabi is a little overwhelming, so maybe the spicy will be less nasal invasive, you know? Do you like spicy?
I think I like sea salt better.
They did tell me that was the #1 seller. And at the time I was like, how could the plain flavor be the #1 seller? But now I get it. It tastes so good. Wow. This brand definitely has better flavoring.
Yeah.
Solid application of MSG. They don't actually use MSG, but they do use this yeast extract, which I'm assuming is basically MSG. Also, mushrooms have naturally occurring MSG, so this is like an umami bomb. This flavor, I feel like, has the taste of those vegetarian soybean meat jerkies, and this is very reminiscent of like Chinese snacks that I grew up with. So both of these are very Asian snack forward. So strange. Was not expecting that. Mush Garden. You go, girl. Wasabi is up next. Oh, I'm gonna go for a twofer. Probably gonna be my favorite snack of the day, honestly. They're glued together.
I like the wasabi. A
The
lot.
best?
Yeah.
You want one more?
Maybe.
Okay. Whoa. They somehow managed to give you all the flavor of the wasabi with none of the nasal invasion. It doesn't curl up your sinuses. All it does is kind of reach all across your mouth, upper palate, tongue, with like a mintiness. There's no spice. There's just herbal fragrance. This is masterful.
We're really good.
The flavor application on these are insane. I would pay for these.
This is so good.
That's yours. Take it home. That's your payment for suffering in this heat.
Eating a mushroom and a really big piece. Mushroom texture.
It just depends on how much you want in your mouth. We're so ridiculous. Next up, we have Flo's Tasty Treat. It is a toasted corn and peanut mix inspired by Ghanaian food. I've never had Ghanaian food, so this bag gives you a language lesson on the back too. Crispy. What do you think?
I can't taste the flavor.
It's just natural and salt. I actually,
it's good.
if you get a peanut, it tastes better together. The peanut has a very fatty and soft texture, and the corn nut has a very crunchy, hard texture. And so when you put them together, they kind of marry into this flaky and crunchy combo, you know?
Yeah.
It also improves the flavor of the corn nut, which is nowhere near as fatty naturally as the peanut. Good marriage.
Yeah, it is actually.
I appreciate the combo. I don't think I would pay for this. It's so plain in flavor. I wish they could have presented it with a little extra something. We've had roasted peanuts, we've had toasted corn nuts, and we've had them in several different flavors now. Even from like a cultural perspective, it might not really be a hot item.
It's good. Like it's well done.
I agree. We have another peanut snack here from Henrietta Said. It is wing flavor, but the wing flavor is ancho kimchi. It's like fusion-y crossover flavors. Ancho is like Mexican pepper, kimchi is Korean pickle. I guess I'm not surprised. We've had like Korean tacos before, like bulgogi tacos. So, an international scandal. Known for her glorious jet-setting ways, the jumbo peanut in question was seen smothered in Mexican ancho chili flavor one weekend and tangy Korean kimchi seasoning the next. Cliffhanger. That is spicy looking, but is it?
Looks more flavorful than it is.
Dang, I don't think that was a compliment, y'all. Well, I don't know if I taste like smokiness, but I taste the tanginess and the kind of pickly cabbageness of kimchi.
Yeah.
The peanuts kind of taste like wings, in that wings are smothered, almost like fried and then soft.
Yeah, it's soft.
They're a little moist. This was a sealed bag, so we can't blame it on the weather. I literally just opened this 10 seconds ago. But they are oddly moist. The seasoning melts in your mouth, and as the seasoning melts, it gives you the perception that the peanut is melting. Like the peanut is sweating. I would pay for this. I think it is a very special flavor, and if you like kimchi, I think you would love this. We are moving on to meat. This is beef jerky with pho seasoning. So this has beef, tamari, mushroom stock, lime juice, sriracha, fennel, coriander, black pepper, cloves, cardamom, star anise, cinnamon. So a lot of like 5-spice elements in there with a little bit of spiciness and a little bit of liminess. I'm pretty excited for this. Have you ever seen pho flavored jerky before? Ooh, smell it. Can you smell that?
There's like a hint of like that pho.
Oh, it smells really savory. Like almost it has sesame oil in it, but there's no sesame in here. Very 5-spicy. It really reminds me of like Chinese 5-spice flavorings. I think Vietnamese 5-spice is a little bit punchier, more of the fragrant spices, and Chinese 5-spice is sweeter on the cinnamon. There's a very tough, fibrous texture on it. I don't know about your piece, but my piece is a little tough.
It's soft.
It's a little dry.
It's not soft.
So it's not really easy to chew. If you like that kind of jerky that really makes you work for your bites, this is it. Would you pay for this?
I like it as far as flavors go for jerky.
I couldn't finish chewing that. It's very salty, almost tart. I like the flavor, but this is almost like a stock cube. I feel like I could almost put half this bag into a pot of water and have it just simmer.
I feel like it should be eaten with rice.
So you want this to be like meat floss, like pork floss, but beef floss.
Because it's so much flavor.
If you've never had pork floss before, it's basically... I'm telling the white people on the camera.
I was like, I love pork floss. I wouldn't think to eat jerky with white rice, but this I definitely feels like it needs it.
It's a seasoning.
Yeah.
It's not like a snack.
Yeah.
It's, I think, a little bit too seasoned. I like it. I think it's innovative. My blood pressure is gonna hate me today. I don't think I would pay for that.
What if I wanted jerky? Do I ever want jerky? No.
When I like my jerky, I like it on the sweeter side. I also like it on like the juicier side. I like it slightly with a gummier chew and not this tough, dry, fibrous chew, but I like the flavor. If you like feathery jerky, I think this could be a good product for you to check out. We have more meat, Samira. We have sea salt. I can't read things backward. And pork. This is by Charlitos Cocina. Pork, sea salt, celery extract, cane sugar, lactic acid, starter culture, and beef collagen casing. Made in the USA. So like a fancy Slim Jim. Are you a fan of Slim Jims?
I don't eat it much, but I do like meat sticks.
Meat sticks. it is indeed what it is. And we have a nice little peel opening here. Good, easy. That's not phallic at all. Like, hold on to the tip. Cut the damn thing off. What do you think? Is it juicy?
Almost tastes charcuterie-y.
Ooh, that sounds fancy. Ooh, interesting. There's that natural casing. It almost reminds me of like blisters after they've popped. It's really gross. I'm sorry.
Are you eating blisters after they
You know what? Let's not talk about it.
Again, the casing.
The casing.
Oh.
It is really fatty.
Which I like.
I like it too. It's fatty to the point of juicy and not fatty to the point of, ew, my cholesterol is gonna kill me. I think it's nicely salted. I think it has a little bit of sweetness. There is seasoning in there, but I can't make out what the seasoning is, so I think all the seasoning is accentuating the porkiness.
It tastes similar to like a truffle flavor.
We're just eating so fancy today. Would you buy this? No. I just don't really like meat sticks. Last thing on our savory is this Yoga Pop truffle contra lily seed. You're giving me the eye.
What?
Are you not a fan of the branding, the naming, the target audience maybe?
Maybe. No comment.
I did meet the creator of this brand. She's not a white lady, so there's that. Ooh, they just want to escape. Can you smell truffle?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are lily seeds, the same thing that lotus root comes from. Do you like it? Not a very strong flavor. It's like almost unseasoned popcorn with an afterflow of truffle air. Popped water, lily seeds, olive oil, truffle oil, dehydrated porcini mushrooms, spices that include dried onions, ground mustard seeds, herbs, and truffle sea salt. They also recommend that you roast these at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes to get them crunchier, which we're not gonna do today because it's fucking hot. These are supposed to be like a good for you, healthy snack, and I think it's supposed to be following Ayurvedic traditions of balancing your inner doshas. I think they're just trying to keep it like very simple as a food item and not trying to load it up with salt.
I do like it.
It does make me want to eat the whole bag.
Yeah.
Right? They're very addictive.
Yeah.
And they're so light and puffy.
They're very light. Yeah.
And so you're just like, why not? Why not eat the whole bag? It's good for you,
I
right?
would definitely eat the whole bag in one sitting.
I don't know if I would buy this because one, it's going to be really expensive. Two, I don't think I would feel like satisfied the way heavier snacks would satisfy me. This is going to be like an addictive habit I can't afford.
I do like the texture on its own. I'd really like to try it roasted.
Take it home and roast it.
I'm not gonna be roasting anything for the next few days, that's for sure.
Next up, we have sweets.
Oh God, that was glass. What's that, honey?
That's honey.
Oh, man, are you excited?
Continuing with popcorn. Thank you for the fan. This is Zesty Z air popped popcorn, honey, and sea salt. Only 3 grams sugar. It has popcorn, sunflower oil, cane sugar, sea salt, and honey. And it's apparently distributed right in Brooklyn. I don't know where it's made though. Does that ever confuse you when people say it's distributed from somewhere, but like where is it made? Anyway, they use regional flavors and key parts of the Mediterranean diet to make their snacks. I don't know. Popcorn doesn't read very Mediterranean diet to me, but you try. What do you think? It's got like kettle corn vibes.
Yeah.
But it also has that like cheddary powder coating that reminds me of Smart Pop. Did you ever grow up eating Smart Pop?
I love Smart Pop.
Well, this is like kettle flavored Smart Pop. I would buy this again. For sure.
I like it.
Me too. It almost tastes slightly caramelized too. I never stop eating.
You said 2 bites.
I think 2 bites just mean you can test the limit of how wide your mouth opens. Next up, Tochi popcorn. I'm very excited for this one. This actually is made in Taiwan. They have a lot of Asian flavors, including ube and salted egg yolk, but I went ahead and I picked black milk tea. This one had a sweeter vibe. It's like caramel corn. The salted egg yolk was a lot of people's favorites, including the founders. Salted egg yolk might be the most popular. I'm a sweet person, so. What do you think? What do you think? Are you a fan?
I like it.
It's so coated. I love how speckled it is.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's got crunch.
Yeah.
This is a very different variety of popcorn. That one was butterfly. I don't know what this one is called. Maybe snowball or snowflake or something.
Snowball.
It feels like a snowball. Do you get black milk tea vibes?
When it hits your tongue. Like right before you chew down on it.
Sweet, and then your tongue is like, that's milky.
Yeah.
And then the aftertaste is the fragrance of the tea. So it's like a 3-layer popcorn. At every stage, the popcorn is present in terms of both texture and flavor of corniness, but the black milk tea shines through in 3 stages. I would buy this. I might even pay something like crazy $7 for it just to bring it to a party. I would not indulge this for myself. It would be like a treat. It's almost a novelty item to show people like, yo, black milk tea popcorn. Like, try this.
I would buy it if I was on the way here and I was empty-handed and I wanted to get something for you.
Exactly. See? Treat your friends, not yourself, because that is totally the right way to live. And thus we begin our selection of Woolworths food butter shortbread. Slowly baked, lightly dusted with sugar, It's got pretty basic ingredients with a little bit of stabilizer and preservative, and also rosemary extract. Fascinating. This is for trade use only and not for sale. So we are special with a sample. This is also from South Africa. This entire brand is from South Africa. Apparently it might have been a British brand, I'm not sure. That's just what the internet viewers told me. I don't know if I can trust them. Sometimes they lie to me. Do you like shortbread?
I do.
Okay. Should we share one?
Yeah, let's share one.
Okay. Give us a break, Samira.
Ooh.
Okay. How was that snap?
It was very soft snap.
Yeah? You're a fan? Mm-hmm. Does it taste like store-bought shortbread or homemade shortbread?
I don't think I've ever had homemade shortbread.
I have failed as a friend if I've never given you shortbread.
Now you gotta make me shortbread.
I will make you everything. This kind of reminds me of like the Danish butter cookie tin that my mom used for sewing kits. Very nondescript, a little bit buttery, but mostly eggy. Are you getting an egginess from this? Corn flour, rice flour. Interesting. The rice flour is drying my mouth out a little bit. It feels very chalky. I'm usually not a fan of rice flour and shortbreads. The corn I could deal with. I don't think I like this.
I like it, but I wouldn't buy it.
Next, we have everything but the kitchen sink biscuits. They are cookies, but I guess in South Africa and Britain they're called biscuits. The first ingredient is rolled oats, then cake wheat flour, then vegetable fat, water, salt. There's a lot of ingredients in the back. That's a very long ingredients list. Do us the honor. Yeah. Order it. Yeah, I'm terrified. We have so much more to go. Look at that expert snap. Hell yeah. What are we seeing in here? Nothing, because the lighting is shit. No? That's a no face. The camera is a no too. It's like not focusing. What's no about it?
It's really dry.
Theme of the day.
Even though the shortbread was dry, it was at least buttery.
This is like a biscuit. It's like an oat biscuit. It's like a really healthy. It's probably a no for me too. I don't think I want to buy this, but I will eat it. It's sweet, it's a little caramelly. There's nuts and oats in it. I do get a little wholesomeness, and it feels like a relatively healthy crunchy cookie if you're into that kind of granola vibe. That's a granola and not a cookie. We have some caramelized onion squares made with flaky puff pastry next. Are you into savory biscuits like this?
I feel like I could eat anything that you put in front of me.
That's a challenge, for sure.
I wouldn't take on that challenge. But.
Write in the comments below what you want Samira to put in her mouth next episode. These are already kind of broken. Do you smell the caramelized onions?
Have you noticed that I just pop it straight in my mouth?
I think most normal people don't smell their food.
I like it.
What do you like about it?
I feel like the last two were so dry. It's not drying out my mouth.
Butterier, flakier, softer.
Flakier.
Did you check out the air pockets? Because they said it's made with puff pastry, so it's like supposed to be laminated. I taste the caramelized onions. It tastes like fried onions to me, honestly. It doesn't taste that sweet.
Which I like.
It's like an Asian fried onion, not like a American sweet caramelized onion. And the texture is like a crunchy, layered shortbread. I think this would go great on a cheese board.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With like a goat cheese, brie, or even like a blue cheese. Anything that's soft and irregular, or like soft and crumbly, or like melty and gooey and buttery. On its own, would you buy it?
No, but that's a great point about the cheese board. I like the flavor.
It does look very pretty.
Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's really hot Christmas, but this is our future. I normally hate ice cookies. How do you feel about ice cookies?
Sometimes they're good.
It's a gingerbread base, I think.
They're hard.
It's a snap. Your choice. Well balanced. No?
Not bad. Okay, the icing, no.
Oh, the icing tastes like plastic.
It tastes like fake.
Yeah.
The cookie itself is not too bad.
The cookie tastes like gingerbread, snap bread, ginger snap.
I like how it's like crunchy with the icing.
It's plastic. Stale plastic too. Maybe Aaron will like it. You okay?
Yeah.
You'll recover?
Yeah.
That's a no for me, bro. I'm pretty excited about this next one, Matzo Bites. It's got really cute packaging.
Yeah.
I love the branding. You can see the crackers through her glasses. She's a really cute granny. These are like a fancy Cheez-It size.
Looks like a pita chip.
It's pretty aligned with a pita chip. Crackery and crunchy. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Maybe so?
It's familiar. I feel like
It's familiar to you? Were you Jewish?
No.
It's so cinnamon sugary, especially given the size. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
No.
No? It reminds me of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's my favorite. I really like that.
Would you buy it?
For health reasons, no. Because I would binge it.
I would also not buy it just because I feel like I could get more in a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I feel like this is a less fatty version of.
That's sweeter too.
So this is like a healthier version.
I like.
Next up, we have Effie's Oat Cakes. We have the original and we have the chocolate, and the cocoa chocolate one has toasted coconut in it. Shall we try the original first? It has wheat flour, oats, butter, cane sugar, organic palm oil, water, kosher salt, and baking soda. Apparently palm oil is a very unsustainable oil that's been cultivated for mass-produced commercial products. It's a monocrop, and we're basically fucking the earth up big time, but we're really good at doing that, so I guess it doesn't matter. What do you think?
I like it.
Ooh, it smells like there's corn, but there is none. I like the way it smells.
It's yummy. I do like the texture.
Very crumbly texture. You can almost crush it into like a granola consistency right in your hand. What a mess.
Okay.
It's very buttery.
Yeah.
I love this more than the shortbread that we had.
Yeah. Definitely.
So good. So wholesome.
I'm gonna sweat again.
I've been sweating. You're just... Here's the cocoa one with coconut. Double the cocoa, double the fun. Oh, this one's way snappier. Yeah. Ooh, I can smell the coconut.
I like how excited you are.
I love smelling foods. This smells like the best cookie in the Danish butter cookie tin. This also has a little bit of crystallized sugar on top too, so it reminds me of those cookies that have the sugary bits on top. Very snappy. It's got a completely different texture than the previous one. I cannot crumble this one with my hand at all. It hurts.
I really like the cocoa.
It tastes like an Oreo.
Yeah, actually, it's done well, I think.
The chocolate one reminds me of those chocolate animal crackers too, which I binged a lot on in college. So if I wanted to treat myself and also eat less cookies for the same amount of price, I would buy these.
I would do $1 if I was like craving it.
For a 2-pack?
If I saw it somewhere.
Okay. You'll buy it for me and bring it over.
Yeah.
This one is very fancy. It is from Japan. Very Japanese writing on the back. Yes, very Japanese packaging, very Japanese aesthetic, clean, legible, yet elegant and fancy, but still understated and simple. This is basically a chocolate cream cookie. Chocolate on chocolate. Let's see who does it better.
Wow.
Do we like the looks of this filling? Check out that stack.
Yeah.
Check out the engineering that it only cracked but didn't break. Wow, that was a good snap too. We might get a chocolate pull.
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh my god.
Damn.
Damn,
This
that's sex.
looks decadent.
That's a sexy ass cookie. Here, you can get more ganache. Now you choose your half. More cookie or more ganache?
I want butt.
You want butt? Okay, here. You can have the butt. The ganache is beautiful. It is somehow solid at this hot summer temperature, but melts onto my finger on impact. That is engineering. That tastes like ice cream.
That's really good ganache.
That's really good ganache. How? Oh, so this came from Japan? How did they ship this?
Also, you're right. It's like fucking hot today.
It's hot and it's not melted, but
yeah.
it melts on impact.
Yeah.
With human skin. This is sex. I guess if you're in Tokyo, you should treat yourself to one of these because you've already spent the plane ticket to go there. And it looks like their shop has a lot of other goodies too.
That is so good.
We have their chocolate in the chocolate section.
We do? What's the brand?
It's just called La Maison in Shirokane, Tokyo. The house, Samira. Need not ask what house. It's the only house that exists because obviously they excel. How do you eat your Oreos? Do you take the icing off? You just eat a whole?
Then I get all the black stuff between my front teeth.
Do you dip it in milk? The engineering on this biscuit is insane.
That's wild. And you didn't put it in the fridge.
Nope, no fridge.
It's just out.
It's been sitting out at room temp.
And room temp right now is like
90.
Yeah.
So since I did proper planning for us, I picked a slightly savory sweet thing to put in our sweet section, roughly about halfway through the sweet section. I have strategy here. It is just feeding us until we're sick, but this is Say Yes. Great taste and the finest quality ingredients. This is a granola bar with black sesame, sea salt, and nori. I've never seen a granola bar with nori before. Black sesame, I could do, but nori, this is composed of almonds, cashews, maple syrup, macadamia nuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, cocoa butter, pecans, nectar, furikake, sesame seed butter, ground flax seeds, and sea salt. So a lot of nuts. This is basically a nut bar and not really a granola bar. And I think they did that because one of the co-founder's son was allergic to a lot of things, but not nuts. So this is like all nuts. It is quite soft.
Oh, it's chewy.
Yeah. Here, you take one in, I take one in, and it will break where it breaks. Perfect.
Oh, it's so soft.
It's a little wet. It's a little sticky. It's a little gummy. What do you think? Listen to that rain too. Do you like it? Would you buy it?
I would not buy it. That's not what I'm into, but it's very good. I like the flavor, and I like that it's soft actually, because you know how like these like nuts and seeds are like usually really dry and crumbly and really hard to chew.
Makes your jaw hurt.
Yeah, so I appreciate that it's chewy.
I agree. I'm not a fan of like how salty it reads. It's not actually salty, but the flavors read salt. It's also very fatty because of all the nuts in it. It does have a very similar consistency to like Luna bars, RX bars, a little bit gummy, a little bit moist, almost a little bit fudgy and chewy. So if you like whole food bars, I think you'll get a kick out of this one, but it's a no for me, dog. I miss American Idol. You look beautiful. You always look beautiful. Next up, we have Pitter Bar. These are basically really wholesome, very bougie, very fancy fruit and nut bars. They literally contain nothing but fruit and nut. So we have a coconut and cashew bar, and we have a cacao and cherry bar. Which one do you want to go for first?
Cacao and cherry.
It just looks very dark and fudgy. It almost looks like brownie. It smells very cocoa-y. It's more in line with the Luna bars
Not bad.
and the RX bars.
Yeah. There's some dates in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There's very tart cherries. There's medjool dates, almonds, chia, and chocolate on top of cocoa. I like it.
I like it too.
If I could afford this, I would buy it. I just don't know if I can.
I could only eat the little piece.
Because it's very rich.
Yeah.
Oh, I could eat a whole bar. This one, you might have a tougher time eating the whole bar of, or I might. Because this one is coconut. It's a lot fattier and
crumblier.
very crumbly.
There we go.
What do you think?
Coconutty.
Very. It almost tastes like you're just eating coconut.
Yeah.
A slightly fudgier coconut. I actually said at the trade show, I would like to eat these two together. So right now I'm gonna do it on camera.
Something about that one makes me want to eat it with something else.
Coconut one is overwhelmingly fatty, but I think that's why it would pair well with the sour cherry and chocolate. So they gave me both. Thank you for giving me both.
Yeah?
Now it tastes like a chocolate covered soft granola bar. It's so dense. These two together is already 250 calories. That's a snack. I think it's very well designed. The graphics are clean. They read fresh, they read whole, and they read like efficient.
I'm usually not a fan of like the Luna bars and stuff.
But
I like these.
so I got these wild protein bars, and unfortunately a lot of the fine print was in Spanish, so I didn't realize until I left the table that both of these that I got are sugar free. So I have no idea what they used.
Sin azúcar.
Yeah, sin azúcar. All of the ingredients are in Español. Product of Chile. I think it has soy crisp as the first ingredient. So can you tell what the difference is between these two bars?
Chocolate orange.
Oh,
It's
naranja.
orange. Yeah, it's
and this
orange
is just chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for the chocolate first, and then let's try the chocolate orange. That's dark.
Kind of poopy. Whoa, you hear that?
The thunder.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's tough. That's old school protein bar for sure.
Look, it's a piece of poop.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Demonetized.
I'll eat it.
Yeah, we're poop eater. Ooh, it's crunchy. That's the soy crisp, I think. What you think?
I like the soy crisp. I don't know about the flavor
It tastes like chocolate mint.
without the mint.
Maybe it's the fake sugar.
Oh yeah, maybe.
There's a sort of like metally
Yeah.
greasiness. But the crunch is fun.
Yeah.
It tastes like a little Rice
wouldn't-
Krispies treat.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it because you think like, especially the other ones we tried, it's like chewy. The crisp is actually good.
Not bad. Let's try the naranja. Oh, so very dark. Would you have known that this is sugar-free product if I didn't tell you? I can smell the orange.
yeah.
The essential oil is strong. I smelled it as soon as Samira broke into it.
Yeah.
And it's not just orange flavored. It's like this concoction of the sweetest, brightest, most floral oranges.
Yes.
Tangerines, tangelo, cara, maybe even a little bit of kumquat and pomelo. All these essential oils that smell fruity, flowery, and stone fruit.
Have you been to Madrid?
I have.
They have like orange trees everywhere, and so like there's always that smell of oranges. It reminds me of that.
What makes me sad about this product is I can smell the orange way more than I can taste it.
I think it's pretty orangey.
Oh,
It definitely powers over the chocolate.
I get the orange now. It took a while to kick in. This one tastes like orange chocolate dirt.
I like the chocolate dirt.
There you have it. I do like that there's no distinctive aftertaste. It just lends this like weird pepperminty note. I don't get like plasticky aftertaste.
Yeah.
So I might buy this one.
I do like the texture.
I have been waiting since I got these from the show to eat them. These are peanut butter bites. They have roasted peanuts, cane sugar, with a little bit of cornstarch and salt in this one. And then this one has cocoa and crispy quinoa. I think this is going to taste like a Chinese candy that I grew up eating. It's basically like a powdered peanut brittle. So it's not a crunchy brittle, it's like powdery. Oh, look at that packaging. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Didn't even need a scissor, I feel like,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we used it. It's gonna crumble, so do be careful.
I'm gonna just take a. Ooh, yeah, that was very soft. Crumble.
Do you like it?
It's very peanut buttery.
It's like dried peanut butter.
Yeah, dried
right?
peanut butter.
It's like a peanut butter puck.
I also feel like there's a Filipino snack that's similar.
It melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Not like kill you sweet, but a little bit like I need water now sweet. See? All right. The cocoa one then. Cocoa crunch. So this one should have a crunchy component to it. The packaging is fun. Do you like the rain too?
It's so nice.
We have some ASMR going for you guys in the background there. You're welcome. We're full service content creators.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa.
It's really pouring outside right now. Do you see the quinoa bits?
I just popped it in my mouth.
Of
but
course.
But now I see it.
This one doesn't smell that different. This one tastes more like almond butter with the cocoa.
It's also like much finer.
Oh my god, I love it.
I like it.
Would you buy it?
No,
I might buy this.
I would buy it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You love me so much.
Anytime.
Next up, we have nuts and fruits from Ziba. This is a very cool company. I met them at the Good Food Mercantile Show. Fruits and nuts, heirloom variety. And I've never seen some of these before. For example, we have some raw... Hold for thunder. We have some raw almonds. There's only one ingredient in these, just
I
almonds.
feel like these are made for you. Nice.
Why am I so bad at cutting bags open? They're so tiny.
They're so pretty, the shape.
They're all different. They're like penises with
like-
different curves.
It's like,
What do you think?
you're the nut connoisseur.
Yeah. Very good crunch for almonds. Very fibrous. They have different crunches too.
Mine was smoother, the first one I had. This was like, that's good.
You could really savor. They're a lot drier than American almonds that I'm used to. A lot more concentrated in that raw, sweet nuttiness. And I love how each nut is different than the other. These two are different shapes, different sizes, different textures even when you bite into them. I think they grow very small, limited batches. It's just like very high labor product. So they're all different. I probably would splurge on this once in a while. I think it's a cool mission statement too. They're basically employing women in Afghanistan where sometimes the Taliban has rules.
I love the shapes of these.
They're all so different, right?
Yeah.
Pick your nut.
Is this still almond?
Yeah, but these are roasted and salted.
I like it. These are bigger too.
Yeah. Very flavorful. Terrifyingly good crunch. And they're all different. The textures are all different.
I really like the salted one.
These are figs. Do you like figs?
I've warmed up to them.
Ooh.
I was like younger. Now I don't have an appreciation for them yet.
Do you want to split one then?
Yes, please.
They're so flat. They're incredibly flat and dense too. Wow.
Ooh.
Thoughts?
Yummy.
Yummy.
It's almost like bordering alcoholic-y.
Whoa. So like kind of fermented?
Yeah, that's the word.
They are a little bit cocoa-y bitter. They're not like bitter like spoiled or medicinal bitter, but they're like dark cocoa bitter. They've got a lot of characteristics, I would say, of like aged port. A lot of like barrel oak wine has this tannic,
Oh, tannic. probably.
raisiny.
Raisiny.
It's very taffy-like in texture. It's not hard to chew. It's dense to chew through. You still have the little pops of seeds. The flavor is...
It's good. It doesn't stick to my teeth.
Let's eat another. See if this one tastes different, because the nuts all taste different.
A little tougher, this one.
So normally we don't like inconsistency, but in the case of fruit and nut trail mixes, I love that each small bag contains so much difference. I don't know. We love variation. We love diversity.
Yeah, that's yummy. I wonder if you like mix it up together, right? So like the things.
Well, they have trail mixes.
Oh,
Funny you should say that. The first one that we're gonna try is going to be mulberries and apricot kernels. So I asked them, hey, isn't apricot kernel poisonous? And they said some are, not this particular one. So now you know, don't go around eating any apricot kernel. Make sure that you're eating the non-poisonous ones. So mulberries and I need to find one more apricot kernel.
this is apricot kernel?
Yeah, the little almondy looking things.
Oh, I was like, it looks exactly like their almond, like the shape. I want to try this on its own.
Yeah, that's a mulberry. It's crunchy mulberry.
I like it.
It's so crunchy.
But there's also a chew.
Yeah, it gets stuck on your teeth a little bit. Not like cavity-inducing stickiness, just like, let me stay with you a little bit while we make gentle maceration love.
That's good.
Everything about these nuts and fruits have tasted so earthy.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like tasting like dirt, but like they came from the ground.
I feel like these are flavors I've like never had.
Whoa.
But like, not that they're wildly different or like out there, but I feel like I've never had it.
How did we just lose even more light?
I know.
I'm sorry for the lighting on this video, guys. We just can't compete with nature. These are almond kernels with mulberries and also pistachios and raisins. Let me find a pistachio. Not a lot of pistachios. That's my #1 complaint. So we need more pistachio and raisin representation in here.
Pistachio.
How was it? How was the pistachio?
Yummy.
Wow. Did you try the raisin? The fat ass raisins? They're so fat.
Very fast.
So I'm gonna pop a couple of pistachios in my mouth right now. They're so fatty, they kind of evaporate between your teeth.
But they're so tiny too.
Yes.
They pack a lot.
So they're like fat, juicy bits of pistachio. Here's a raisin. That is a humongous raisin. This raisin is bigger than the almond here. That's crazy and delightful. It is so gummy and dense. I don't know how they dry these fruits, but I love the textures that they turn into. Wow, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You go, Zeba. We would buy you.
I would buy it.
It's been a while since we've had a unanimous I would buy.
Yeah, it's not like wildly different, right? It's like dried fruit and nuts. But at the same time,
It is wildly
very
different.
Yeah, the packaging's also very pretty.
True that. Even the tops that I cut off
Yeah, I was
look
gonna
like
say.
bookmarks. It's a collector's item.
I was like, all of them together on the table looks really nice.
Comment below to win these 5 collector item bookmarks. We don't have to have you taste everything. I can suffer through some of these. We have here Octonuts, named after an octopus. Maybe because they're smart and resilient. I'm a little bit scared. I've never seen this small amount of almond butter have that much loose oil in the container. It's like overwhelmingly oily. But the ingredients in here are almonds, coconut sugar, natural flavor, dried maple syrup, sea salt. So if it's just almonds, why is it this oily? This is like the kind of condom you don't want to use. Yeah. Where's my trash? There's so much oil in here. Why?
I don't know if that's...
And then it's just like chunks. There's oil and chunks. Why is life so hard? This is not the ideal nut butter consistency, for sure. I think this is why they use palm oil in a lot of nut butters to stabilize it and prevent separation, but I have not seen almond butter separate like this before.
Oh, that's such a big chunk.
I mean, I love nut butter, so this is not a problem for me. In terms of flavor, the dehydrated maple sugar is kind of weird. It's giving like a slightly rancid taste, cardboard taste. I don't mind it. I would not pay for this. I think I'm gonna drain off the oil and use it in a cake to bake with. For eating, this is a no.
I can't make faces and not try it. The maple is very strong.
Almost too strong, I would argue.
I actually like the maple.
We turned you. You're so easily convincing. How about this protein
Nut
powder?
butter. Nut-
You don't have to.
You can't just
I'm not forcing
deny
you.
something.
A lot of people deny something without having proof.
I know.
This one peeled much better though. No broken condoms here. Just a straight
How
up
do
powder.
you use this? Baked good smoothies, breakfast bowls, and oh, you can mix it in your almond butter.
Which I might need to do if it's that oily all the time. Let me try this.
Damn, you try a big chunk.
So this is just basically defatted almond powder.
Took all the fat from there, put it
In there. It does have a very pleasant almondy taste. If you've ever had like Chinese almond jello or almond pudding, soft, cakey, floral, but it's stuck to the upper palate of my mouth. So don't eat it straight. Put it into pancakes, put in your smoothie. It's giving you 17 grams of protein per 140 calories, which I think is on par with some protein powders. I like how it says servings 1. So this entire thing is 1 serving.
No, I don't think so.
So this is maybe the most dubious product of today. It is cooked steel cut oats in a bag. It's moist. It's apparently ready to eat. We're supposed to microwave it for 90 seconds. We'll take some out of the pouch. We'll microwave it for 30 seconds because we're not gonna have full servings. Also, this bag is impossible to open. No.
Where did your systems go?
Well, I just wanted to see how openable the open ones are, but IDK.
Let's just do one.
You can throw it out. I need to taste the honey that we have up next. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these in the microwave. How do you feel about steel cut oats?
I don't have much feelings. Telling you, your kitchen is magical.
You're magic.
It's just like an instant photo shoot.
Yeah, it's always like when you're like, oh, I'm really ugly now, and then you look back and I was like, I thought I was ugly, but I'm actually ugly now. Yeah. And then 10 years later, you're like, oh, I'm actually ugly now. Funny how perspective works. Can you figure out how it stays fresh in the pouch? I'm very worried. In the meanwhile, we have some honeys from Appalachian Beekeeping Collective.
How pretty those colors.
Would you like to choose which honey goes on top? Tulip poplar, we have basswood, we have sourwood, and we have black lotus.
I mean, I have no idea. Let's choose by color. Let's try the reddish one.
That one.
Yeah.
We have chosen the tulip poplar. Shall we meet our doom and try this plain, or just me?
I will nibble.
It did not want to be eaten. That's not a good face. It's unflavored. What is in here? So it has steel cut oats, honey, chia seeds, vanilla, and vegetable oil and salt. But it does not taste like it has any of those things. It tastes absolutely flavorless. Like, do you get vanilla or honey? Not I. Gorgeous honey though. How much do you like honey?
You know how much I love honey.
True, I'm gonna send you home with a couple of these jars. Yes. Mmm, that's good honey. Yum, 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 yum.
Mm.
Honey is good at least.
Honey is so good.
Would you buy this honey?
I think we're nearing.
You're gonna tap out before the chocolate? But the honey is making this way better. It's actually making the butter pop. It's making a slight maple flavor come out, maybe from the fake vanilla that they put in here. I don't really taste anything else beyond the honey, honestly. Well, I'm glad we have the honey.
That honey's so good.
I am glad we're eating some oats though. This might be the one thing with actual fiber in it for us today. We would not buy this. I think even instant oats would be better than this. This is also just so much waste. You're buying one pouch for one serving of oats. That's a no for me, bro. Well, we have a pancake mix next. Let's go to the kitchen to make this popcorn almond meal poppy seed pancake. It actually includes popped corn flour. They pop the corn, then they grind it and mill it into a flour to put into this pancake mix. And apparently all you have to do is add half a cup of milk, 1 large egg, plus 2 tablespoons of butter or oil, and this packet of mix into a jar and shake it. Do you think it'll work with just shaking?
Seems like a lot of shaking.
How much jar do I need too? It says a big jar. Do I have a big jar? I don't know if I have a big jar. I'm gonna go in with half a cup of milk, which is 120 grams, 1 large egg. I mean, I would assume their shaking gives it less gluten development. I think you don't need to shake it that much after a few shakes. Life works out sometimes in strange ways. Not sweet, kind of salty, definitely a little bit buttery. We got pancakes. So I fucked up the cooking a little bit because I was supposed to shake the jar before the mix went in, but I think it came out relatively well. I think it could have been fluffier had I shaken the eggs a little bit more before the flour batter went in. Let's see what it tastes like plain. It smelled really buttery even before I put butter into the mix.
It's very buttery.
Can you feel the popcorn flavor come through?
Not really.
It smells crepey too, like eggy.
Can you taste the popcorn?
Not if you didn't tell me, but now I can make it out. Shall we try basswood honey?
Yes.
May I serve you?
Yes, please. Oh, yum.
Everything is brighter with honey.
This honey is brighter than that. No. June has
Taste
been dropping
test?
everything.
Cut. All right, honeyed pancakes. We got all the butter and olive oil that we want. We got a nice little porous structure going on here. It's not too fluffy, but it's nice and light. It's
Yeah,
not
I like
dense or
it.
gummy. For a pancake mix that took 2 minutes to put together, pretty simple. With the honey, I taste the popcorn now.
Yeah, I taste it too.
Weird. Sugar brings out flavor in everything, just like salt. This honey is delicious.
It's really good.
I also have a hot take. I think real maple syrup is overrated. I can't taste it. It's too watery. It soaks through pancakes and sogs them up. I much prefer honey or powdered sugar on my pancakes.
I just prefer honey in general.
I might buy this pancake mix. I like the ease,
The crisp of the popcorn too.
and there's poppy seeds in here. Okay, this is the final of our sweet snack section before we hit chocolate and break ourselves. This is a pina picante ginger lime dried pineapple from Costa Rica. It has sea salt and ginger. A little bit of savory and a little bit of bad packaging. Ooh, I love how strongly of pineapple that smelled right when I opened.
Oh, wow.
Your turn, choosy choose. I'm such a beauty influencer now. Just a little bit of pineapple on your lips. I like how peelable it is. It feels soft. It doesn't feel like you're gonna break your jaw on it. Actually chewy. It has the texture of chewing gum right when you put it in your mouth. I like this. This might be one of my favorite dried pineapple textures.
I get the lime. I don't get the ginger as much. I do like the pineapple flavor.
I don't get spice.
Oh, is there supposed to be spice?
They said picante, but you're right, I don't get the ginger. I would buy this not in this flavor. I just don't feel this flavor is giving me intense pineapple or intense anything else.
I feel like it's pretty strong in pineapple.
Have you ever seen this many chocolates before? And they all probably cost like $6 to $10. And we have some hojicha if you need a caffeine break. Great, are you ready? First up, we have a trio from French Broad. What a name. So we have dark chocolate 72%, and then we have scorpion pepper, and then we have malted milk chocolate 45% cacao with malted barley, oh my god, why can't I say that? Malted barley flour, non-fat dried milk, butter.
We are fading.
Guys, this is a lot.
Also, look at this gold foil.
You like this gold foil?
no.
Let's go with this first. Wow, clear. I'm guessing tiny nipples.
Oh yeah, definitely. Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay. Why does the sky keep getting darker? Is this a sign of the times?
Sorry, 6:30, 6:45.
Isn't it already past 7 p.m.?
Just kidding, it's 7.
We've been filming for 4 hours.
I have no concept of time.
We've been eating sugar and
my
fat
God.
for 4 hours. Y'all better make us some money now.
So June can feed me more.
A little bit of acidity, a little bit of brightness.
The acidity is like whiny.
It's very smooth, not too bitter, not too milky. I like it. I don't know if it's like special chocolate, but it's very well made chocolate. Let's try the other flavors. Give a brand overview. This one has spicy. Oh, comes pre-portioned.
Have you had scorpion pepper? Is it spicy?
It's supposed to be spicy. I don't know how spicy.
Just a tiny piece.
Tiny piece it is. This is a softer chocolate. Oh, that hits my throat and it's stabbing it in little tiny needle pricks all over. If you like a little bit of peppery pain, I recommend.
Actually, don't chew my chocolate. I let it melt in my tongue.
Ooh, I like how they all have different patterns. You just let it melt. This is milk, malted. It tastes very malted. It almost tastes like a Whopper ball homogenized into a bar. I think out of the 3, the only one that I would be interested in paying money for is the first one. These 2 are too niche for me flavor-wise. Which one would you choose?
Probably the first one too. I like dark chocolate a lot.
Consensus. Next up, we have Seventh Heaven. They had a lot of flavors. I just asked for the hazelnut cream, but I also tried their pistachio cream and it was delicious. But it also has this like very processed feel where it's like a candy bar and not a chocolate bar, if you know what I mean. The centers are a little bit whipped. This comes out of Israel, which I have conflicted feelings about. I don't quite know where they manufacture it. It says on the box that it's ethically sourced cocoa. Who knows?
Tasting is believing.
Tasting is believing, so we shall taste it. This is vegan, so it's oat milk based. If you are dairy free, then you might enjoy this. It comes pre-measured. It has a cool little riveting pattern. A thin layer of hazelnut.
That hazelnut tastes good.
I also really like their nut flavors. 36% cacao. If this were like given out in snack sizes at Halloween, I wouldn't say no to snacking on one. This one has the most fancy name, Lumineux chocolate. Rosemary and currant, 72% dark chocolate from Uganda. It has red berries, pine, and citrus as the tasting notes, and the ingredients contain cocoa nibs, cane sugar, cocoa nibs again, that's strange, and dried rosemary and black currants. This is a very sticky packaging. It does sound very specialty. Whoa, check out that bar. That is cocoa nibs up the wahoo.
That's why they listed it twice.
I mean, it all starts to make sense now. But it is also not breaking with the currants. That's why it's not breaking. Okay, here's cocoa nibs for you. And here's cocoa nibs for me. Thoughts?
The rosemary is strong at the end. Very interesting. I like it.
What is happening? It tastes like a perfume.
An essential oil, like rosemary.
I think I would like to receive this as a part of a gift box of like boutique flavor chocolates. It's not an addictive flavor. It's a novelty flavor. It's like a tasting menu flavor. That's
very interesting though.
Yes. Okay. Samira's like, let me be done with this.
Fading.
Samira's tapping out. Only one of us is insane enough to eat 70 plus items in one day, but I'm gonna do this for us guys, for the fans, for the culture.
You're also most excited about the chocolate.
I'm excited about everything. I'm a trash panda. There are 2 tones of chocolate in here. We're gonna get both tones of chocolate. This is La Maison. It is the fancy Japanese brand that we ate the shortbread sandwich earlier that we both loved. That is coffee forward.
Oh, really?
Try that. A little tiny piece for you. I love it. I adore it.
Oh my god.
It's espresso, coffee bean, fresh roasted, in your face. You just walked in and there's bins of coffee beans hitting you in the palate, on the nose, on your face. It's become a part of you. It makes you look beautiful, feel beautiful, be beautiful. I love this. Go to Japan and buy this. That's it. And wow.
I wish they would have stores here, just like they have like Royce, you know?
Shirokane, come to New York City.
Yeah. Come
Please.
through. That's really good.
Wait, no, but seriously, do you want to go running after this?
I could go for a walk.
Okay, let's go for a walk. Yeah, absolutely. Let me eat my body weight in chocolate first. Here we have Bean to Bar single origin 4 variety pack from River Sea chocolates. Let me see which one is the simplest one that we can start off with. We will go with cacao beans, organic cane sugar, 2 ingredient, Thailand 72% dark chocolate first. How am I still speaking so fast?
I know.
Is it the sugar?
I think it's the sugar.
It makes me superhuman, yo.
I'm like passing out.
You are so allowed to pass out. You've been so valiantly
Pass out in the background of your videos.
Not everyone can do this, you know? It takes a lot. But check out that pretty pattern on the chocolate. I love it when companies do this. It makes you feel like you're buying a toy, a specialty collector's item. Break it.
I really like the package.
It's simple, right? It's paper, foil, simple chocolate. Okay. The flavor comes through halfway through the chew. It's a little bit tart, cherry-like, relatively flat in terms of flavor. Next up, let's go with this one. Cacao beans, cane sugar, acerola cherry, cherry rose and jasmine French vanilla blend. This is a cherry blossom dark chocolate 64%. I have actually no idea where this is from. I kind of wish on their packaging they would tell you where the single origin chocolate is from. I feel like that's kind of important. But unfortunately on these single size bars, it does not seem like they tell you where it's from. At the show, he did let me know the origin, but you know, I can't remember this. My brain is dead. You know how you sometimes make choices and you're just like, this is a mistake, this is a mistake.
I cannot wait to be on my couch later.
You're already on a couch.
I know.
There is something waxy about this brand that is not allowing me to taste the chocolate directly. It seems like there's a buffer. And I know that they don't list emulsifier in here. I'm not a fan of the flavor. It feels very grainy. A lot of their bars are vegan. Maybe that's it. I'm used to maybe more emulsified chocolates with a little bit of cowness in it. Next we have cacao beans, cane sugar, cacao butter, red reishi, mushroom maca, ashwagandha, black currant, acai, apple cider vinegar, and a super cacao 77% with adaptogens and superfoods. This
Sounds crazy.
This is as hype as you can make a chocolate bar right now. Like, this has all the buzzwords of everything that's in food trends. Besides truffle, the other area that I see a lot of expansion in is adaptogens. This has your adaptogens, all your mushrooms and apple cider vinegars straight in a bar. There's something crunchy.
It's a lot of ingredients.
If you didn't tell me there were all those mushroomy things in there, I would not have guessed. It just tastes like a super earthy raw chocolate. I don't mind it. I would say out of the 3 that I just tasted, that one is by far the most distinctive. It's just not the bar for me. Finally, we have cacao butter, sugar, cacao beans, cow milk, finally, caramel extract, and Hawaiian lava salts. This is a salted caramel milk chocolate. It does look like there is something speckled on this bar, so I'm intrigued to figure out what that might be. What was that? Queens, don't worry about it.
I'm tired.
Okay, finally. I think what I've been missing is the dairy component.
Yeah.
This is finally smooth, emulsified. It has a saltiness to it that disappears quickly after the first second it hits your tongue. Nicely balanced, a little too sweet, but to be expected with a milkier chocolate. I enjoy this probably the most out of all of them. This reads to me like a slightly higher quality symphony bar. If you've ever had a Hershey symphony bar, this is what it tastes like. It even has those little caramel shards that crunch between your teeth. Next up, we have éclat. Éclat or éclat? I don't know French, but Westchester, PA.
Éclat.
Éclat. Look at this pretty pattern on the back. Wow, it looks like a stroop waffle.
Yeah.
But is it? The top of it says cacao nibs.
Oh, it's so thin. So faded right now.
This takes years of practice, guys. Do not attempt this at home. No. I love the thinness. I love the fact that it has a softness, but still a snap to it. There are very, very tiny, minuscule, gritty bits in there that I assume to be cacao nibs. It is giving it a very raw, coffee-like taste. The chocolate is fun. At the beginning, it tastes a little bit waxy, sweet, chocolatey taste. Towards the end, it starts developing that wine tannin tang, almost. I almost want this glazed over a cream puff. Then you would have 4 layers of texture. You would have the choux pastry with the custard cream on the inside, the chocolate that's forming a thin shell, and then the cacao nibs for a little bit of crunch. I think this would do fantastic. This is a chocolate flavored stroopwafel. It is very crushed, but we will persist. It is looking pretty intact for something that was crushed underneath the weight of 70 other items. Here we go. You are supposed to be eating this over hot tea. I am not making hot tea. Check out the caramel sandwiching in there.
Can I try a piece of that one? I love stroopwafel. That stroopwafel texture.
I'm not a fan of the flavor. It tastes like knockoff Oreos. Dry, brittle.
I actually like.
You like the knockoff Oreo flavor?
Yeah.
This one I love. This is a spring and mulberry chocolate bar. You can see their name imprinted on the back of the bar. This is embedded with pecans and dates, and I believe this brand is sweetened with date sugar. So they are going for like a minimally processed, as wholesome as you can get bar. It is hard to get a bite of everything, so I might just eat a lot of bites and hate myself later. You're welcome. The pecan is salty, slightly candied, so it has a bit of an exterior crunch, giving away to the softer nut inside. It balances really well with the slightly bitter dark chocolate. It's really, really sharp on the salt uptake and then the sugar downtake. So here's a piece with the date embedded. The date adds a little chewy to compare with that pecan crunch. Really good. If you can go ahead and eat like an inch of the bar, you would get all the textures and all the flavors. Every bite is a little bit different because they don't embed the exact same thing evenly across the bar. This is definitely a gifting bar. I feel like it's very well made. It's visually appealing. It's interesting, and they have different flavors. Oh man, Samira, save me.
I've already saved myself.
That's all we can do sometimes. I don't know what these are anymore. I think they're Italian bonbons. I think they all contain some sort of chocolate with pistachio, chocolate with hazelnuts, and chocolate with dark chocolate filling. So chocolate on chocolate with praline. This one is praline covered with roasted pistachios and caramel flakes and cocoa nibs. Sure, why not? Wow, that's a bonbon. Dwindling daylight here.
I know.
We love a good filling. That is sugar. Nice crunch, but I'm not tasting much else besides sugar at this point. This one is praline and cocoa with hazelnut spread filling covered by extra dark chocolate spread. I don't want to do this anymore, but I do. The two devils within me. I love how all of these are multi-layered. You can have a really fun cross-section with all of them. I think if you're a texture person and you like those kind of Milky Way, Three Musketeers, Snickers bars, you will love all these different combos, creams and nougats and fillings and crunchy nuts on the outside. And if you don't, then don't. I love how dark they decided to go with these too. They're just like, we know you're gonna eat your sugar anyway. You don't need to see what's going on until you bite into it. This one is the least sweet. I can't really tell what's going on. There's like no sugar in here compared to the other two. This one might be the winner for me. Hazelnut, maybe? But who knows anymore. As the daylight fades on us, we move on to Toroncino. This is a cioccolato fondante. I am starting to lose it. Please excuse all of my silliness as it gets out of hand. This has definitely bloomed a little bit because it's been super hot in New York. And so this has melted and was reconstituted in the fridge. So a lot of the chocolate has fallen out of crystallization and reformulated back. Not in complete alignment, but it's all going to one place anyway. No, that is perfect for nougat lovers, but so much sugar for me. We're gonna take a break from the sugar with this Rocca chocolate coconut milk bar that has cacao beans, sugar, coconut, cacao butter. Rocca is a vegan transparent tray chocolate company in Red Hook, Brooklyn. If you saw the Christmas edition of Budget Eats, I got a lot of chocolate scraps for that episode. Very smooth chocolate, very melty, delightfully flavorful on the cocoa beans, not too heavy on the sugar. You don't really taste the coconut, except maybe in that coconut water way where there's a little bit of fruity acidity and a little bit of earthiness, but not in that coconut cream way where it tastes really fatty and fragrant. I like it. This would make for a really nice digestive chocolate. I also have this waffle bar from them that unfortunately completely melted, but let's hope that the fridge took care of it. They have several waffle cone chocolates. I've never tried the pumpkin waffle cone, so I'm pretty excited. Pumpkin. This is white chocolate. It's sugary.
Yeah, this is.
So a lot of it has melted. It has a layer of pumpkin spice flavored white chocolate sandwiched with a chocolate waffle cone. Gluten-free and vegan. Nice crunch, iced by a thin layer of chocolate. It's decadent, but it's individually serving size. What I love about Rocca is all their chocolates melt so nicely. It's just like a very gradual fade into cream. I think a lot of the chocolate bars that we've had really make you work to grind the chocolate down into a paste in your mouth. And this one is just very easy. So if you like ease, here's your chocolate. Are we done yet?
This is real. I'm just saying. Appreciate this. June's still going.
I will always go on. The show must go on. We work hard for the money. Guys, I'm so excited to taste the second to last thing. This is Tavernier chocolates, handcrafted in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's made by a couple. They are so freaking sweet. They gifted me this entire bar. The reason why the packaging looks really crappy is because my fridge leaked, so it got a little bit soggy in here, but this is basically a dark chocolate, goat cheese, raw honey, French lavender pate. It's made to go on cheese boards alongside fruits, bread, crackers, nuts, charcuterie if you will. It is so good. It's basically like a mousse. I've never tasted anything like it before. It's so fancy and I really wish I didn't f it up. It comes coated in cocoa powder, which you can still see some of. I'm going to make sure I give Samira the middle of the bar so that it is as pure of a presentation as possible. Such a smooth finish. And I always love buying stuff from people who are super sweet, and they were super freaking sweet. I hope this lives up to the hype I've been giving it. Everybody was asking me what my favorite thing was that day, and I was like, this one. This is the one.
I see why.
You see why?
Yeah.
Imagine that on toasted sourdough for even more goat cheese. Imagine that on goat cheese. It's so luxurious. It melts like butter. It tastes like fudge, but like fancy fudge, not like
Not sweet.
not like shortening fudge that you buy at a tourist store.
That's amazing. I would buy that.
I would buy it too. Last but not least, we have Edie's for everybody. White chocolate chai sunflower butter cups. To the symphony of cars outside my building. This was made by someone who was delightfully friendly at the fancy food show, who was so excited to meet me because she saw Budget Eats before. I know. So she's Asian. I have my demographic here. She has a lot of different flavors. They were so popular that by the time I stopped by, this was the only flavor left. Chai, white chocolate, sunflower seed butter cups. I believe they chose sunflower seed butter because peanut butter is not accessible to everyone with allergies, but sunflower seed butter apparently has fewer allergies. It's a very beautiful product. It comes in a pack of 2. Check out that pattern on the bottom. We're gonna slice it like a pie because I really should not be eating this anymore as of 25 minutes ago, but we go strong, we go big,
So pretty.
we don't go home. Very beautiful. So soft, nicely sweet, very nutty, a little bit nutty and bitter from the sunflower seed butter. But what I love most is the chai spice doesn't hit until much later, and it's a little bit of a delayed flavor delivery and payoff. For me, this is a little bit too sweet. I wish there was more sunflower seed butter and thinner white chocolate. I feel like that would be a better ratio for me if it was just like a 50% less white chocolate, maybe 30% more sunflower seed butter. But thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of Will June Survive? I guess,
I didn't.
well, for now. Until next time. Please don't eat this much sugar. I think we're done, Samira.
You're done.
Oh God, I feel awful. Can I have more pancakes?
Do you want skewers with me?
Let's go.
On the next video.
Oh, it's steaming.
Do you get that steam?